Where did the idea to start a dance studio in White Rock come from?
I mean, we really see the dance scene building up to where people make the trip out to come and dance, to come and be with the people who are in this society, in this community.
That's great for other people, but it's not great for me. I would never be the person that would do that.
You're not entering an environment where you're going to be judged. You're not entering an environment where you have to stick to an agenda.
You could be a dancer. You are a dancer.
Yeah.
You just don't know how to do it yet because you haven't tried.
Let's have fun. Let's let it all at the door and let's dance and have some fun.
Welcome to the Best of White Rock, where we sit down with the standout business owners, community leaders, and entrepreneurs shaping life here in White Rock and South Surrey for the better. These are their stories behind the people driving real change in our community. Hosted by me, Darren German of the German Group. Guys, we are going to have some fun today. We are going to introduce something so cool to the city of White Rock, and not just limited to White Rock. Anybody can enjoy this. I was really looking forward to having you guys on the show, and I'm excited for you to let everybody know about who you are and what you do.
Thank you so much, Darren. Well, my name is Raul Carrasco. I'm the co-director of Ritmo y Sabor Dance. This is my wife, Shyan. And together we run a salsa and bachata dance studio, White Rock's first Latin dance school.
Yes, and it is the first and only, is my understanding, right? So we ended up here in a really interesting way. Your guys' story is like ultra fascinating and super fun to hear about. But explain to me a little bit, first of all, like what is the dance studio and where did it come from? How long has it been around? That sort of stuff.
Ritmo y Sabor Dance is a new endeavor we just launched recently. We teach salsa and bachata out of the White Rock Community Center.
What is salsa? What is bachata? It sounds like some sort of salad that...
That's right. So salsa and bachata are Latin dance rhythms.
Okay.
Very spicy and popular, different from each other. Salsa is very electric and athletic. Bachata is more romantic and passionate. Slower, more of a vibe. But they both pair very nicely at Latin dance socials. Yeah. So you'll often get them played together, one after the other.
So, and people watching this right off the bat are thinking, salsa, bachata, all these cool dances. I'm too nervous. I'm too scared. We're going to save some of that commentary. And if anybody watching this or listening to this is thinking about that, we're going to save a point for that towards the end, because we want to let them know why they maybe should have a different perspective on it. Now, when you got into this, prior to coming to White Rock, your guys' story about how you got started and how even you both met is super fascinating and really fun.
Okay, we'll start with yourself.
Okay, so I started dancing at 15. So I did Cuban salsa, and then I went to all different instructors across Vancouver, and I tested out different salsa and bachata classes. And then I think maybe 10, 15 years ago, something like that, we met at one salsa class.
Yeah, for myself, I was always looking for an activity, something to stay healthy. Myself, originally from Mexico, Latin dance gave me this avenue to connect with my roots and culturally keep myself tied with the Hispanic vibe and attitude. So I found salsa, and that's where Shyan and I met as we developed as dancers. We were members of a dance performance team. So we would actually practice a routine and perform at congresses internationally.
You guys traveled internationally as part of a dance team.
Correct. We were able to perform at the New York Salsa Congress, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Seattle, Vancouver, all as members of a dance team.
How did that even get started? Like, how did you get involved in a dance team? Was that locally?
So the studio that we were students at would pick and select their top performing dance students and propose to become a part of a team and have that team feature at different congresses. It's almost like a promotional kind of, also give your students that one extra step to develop as performers, not only as social dancers. And, young Shyan and young Raul kind of maneuvered to become partners. And after that, of course, now we are a couple. We've married happily with kids. Yeah. So that was a success story for sure.
Yeah, forget the dancing, right? Like that all worked out really well. So you guys were traveling around. Was it competitions or was it more like performative for the people that you were in front of, sort of thing? Was it a mix?
More performative. It's kind of like it's almost like they showcase at these congresses different schools and all the students from amateur to like professional and world champions. So it's like a big kind of like almost like a talent show of like selected schools and performers.
These dance congresses will have a level that is competitive. And you'll get your world champions, different divisions, single, team, bachata, salsa, acrobatics. But of course, the schools also have amateurs. We were in the amateur circuit.
Sure.
So one level below, but we still get to showcase.
Yeah.
I mean, our instructor didn't really consider it less. He was honest. So we were performing and really pushing it, and that translates into your dance confidence and your the moves and how you develop. So you take your performance and now you put it on the dance floor. You grow as a dancer. So it all works out to develop you.
And you started dancing when you were 15. Was that something that you were interested in, or was that something that your parents kind of promoted you to try out?
I've always loved dancing, and particularly I think it was my mom that got me into salsa because she really liked it. So we joined the class together, and we actually joined Cuban salsa first. So it's a little bit different than what we're teaching, but it was kind of a nice way to get introduced into the whole world of salsa, because then it was kind of infectious and you just wanted to keep dancing it. And I kind of, as I got older, I just explored it at different avenues and just took it a step further.
Okay. And what about yourself, Raul? Was it something you started as a kid, or how did you land on some of these dance styles?
I grew up thinking that that everyone knew how to dance. You know, as a Mexican and growing up, you just see your uncles, your aunts at parties, at Christmas, and you're like, oh, everybody knows how to dance. Of course I know how to dance.
As a Western white guy, that is incorrect. Not everybody knows that, just knows how to dance. If you've ever been to a wedding, I will crush that right there. I think it's something learned, maybe cultural though, right? Yeah.
But I had the fortune of running into a school here in Vancouver, and that's when I said, well, maybe there's more to this. And you show up and you start seeing where you could be if you keep to it. Mm-hmm. And to me, it was this combination of culture, exercise, and also as the young adult man, I was like, whoa, that looks really good. If I can execute those moves, I'm gonna feel great.
Well, they're pretty. I don't know if specialized is the right word, but when you see a good dancer, it's so impressive the way they can just control their body and also make it look, I don't know if attractive is the right word, but there's something captivating. Yeah, there's something pleasing about watching it.
Absolutely. That connection of the music and the chemistry between the dancers. Mm-hmm. It can take your breath away if you see that, like a proper couple execute a dance. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful.
Both of you got involved in the scene, and you met kind of on the amateur circuit, and then went and did this incredible traveling internationally and whatnot. Where did the idea to start a dance studio in White Rock come from?
Well, we were kind of like with kids and everything. We were so tired of driving all the way to Vancouver and just like making the time and the commute for that we said that we wanted something close to home. And we also didn't find a dance school that we were looking for or that we would be happy with. So we just decided, why not start here and do something that we both really enjoy and bring it to everyone else.
So there was like a gap in the market. You had to go down into Vancouver as an example to learn this sort of dancing.
Yeah.
After the pandemic, the scene really changed. You saw a lot of schools leave the area, and it really concentrated to only a select few in the Lower Mainland. Our life took a turn. We settled in here in White Rock. We had kids. And now as the years passed, we wanted to pick that back up. It was like a part of us that we put away for a few years. And now we're like, no, we really want this back. And having to travel to Vancouver and then to drive back, it would just kill the habit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So as two former students who have gone from beginner to intermediate, to advanced, to performing, to traveling, we knew a lot about what a school needs to do to be successful. And a lot of the times the instructors or the schools can have different agendas. And as former students, we thought we had a unique insight as to what a learner-focused school ought to be. Mm-hmm. And we said, we need to build here the school that we wish existed here.
Yeah.
I love that.
And that was for us, because what better way? Years passed and we had to take it into our own hands.
So when you say you wanted to build a school that didn't exist here. What was it that was important to you that maybe you took from some other places that you had danced previously, or that maybe some opportunities that you saw that these other studios or instruction portals didn't have, that you wanted to really make sure that you brought to White Rock?
Well, I think for me, I think the most important thing was making it about other dance, like growing people's ability to learn to dance instead of it being like, I'm a dancer, look like me. Okay. It was more towards like, I want to make sure I help other people feel good. I want to make other people shine, kind of get them to be from like, you don't know how to dance to all of a sudden now you can dance and you feel great about it. So it's kind of like a confidence booster. That was for me the most important, that I didn't see a lot of schools really show. Like they tried, but
I resonate with that 100%. You always wish that the environment is right for people to trust themselves, to put themselves out there, take the leap of faith and say, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to put myself out there, and foster that they actually connect, start laughing, start enjoying it, start thinking back, wow, like, it's been a couple of sessions and look where I'm at. And a big problem that we encountered with schools was that extreme judgmentalness, or a very, very thick atmosphere of judgment and how you have to look and who a dancer is supposed to be, how they always have to dress a certain way, have a certain shoes, a certain body type, a certain age, a certain profile, and there being a hierarchy between them, and the advanced people don't dance with the beginning people, and that just really kills the vibe. And so when we set out to build Ritmo y Sabor Dance, we said we're going to focus on a community to build social dancers.
What does that mean, social dancer?
So a social dancer, how we view it, is somebody who wants to learn to dance, to share a dance with others, to go to events and have 20 dances with 20 different people in 10 different styles to different songs and connect and have a blast. As opposed to looking at it like, I'm going to learn to dance and I need to look this way, and success is measured in, can I look exactly in this cookie cutter way,
like a finished product, without the enjoyment of the journey to maybe get there.
That's it. The aesthetic focus as opposed to the community and experience and atmosphere focus. Yeah. So we said we're going to put together a dance school that has social events, that has classes, that one day hosts workshops, brings in international talent, and starts drawing people to say, no, the best social dance, the best social dancers are in White Rock.
Yeah.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
That's what we're working to. Yeah.
That's really cool. Well, so this environment that maybe some other dance environments kind of create, what you're saying is people really feel the need that they don't see how people got there and the enjoyment that can be had in that journey. They're more so focused on, this is how I look compared to this person who maybe has been doing it a lot longer than me. And you want to create an environment where people can come in and just say, I had a blast doing that. I didn't get all the steps right, but I'm learning, I'm having fun. I met some really cool people. That's kind of the environment you guys are going for.
Absolutely. And it goes back to an old trope of who's the best dancer? The one that looks the best or the one that enjoys the dance the most? Yeah. And I've always thought when you connect with somebody on a dance, you don't go back thinking, oh, he didn't execute that last turn on beat. You go back and you look at, oh, that was fun. Yeah. We connected. We had a blast. Those are the dances that you remember. And that's what we wanted to deliver to people, is an experience where you can go somewhere, you're learning something new. Maybe you didn't pick it up 100%, but you're happy with yourself.
And you feel good doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's, White Rock especially being an environment where it's very senior dominated. Even, fancy statistic, but then I sell residential real estate as my day job sort of thing. And Surrey versus White Rock, the average age of someone in White Rock is actually 18 years higher than the median age of someone in Surrey. Yeah. That just shows like how much of a senior population we have here. And I know that was one part that we were talking about as we kind of got prepared for this interview, was that when you're thinking about this, like especially the environment that is White Rock with all the seniors, these are people that are looking to make connection, to have a bigger friend circle, maybe meet somebody, maybe you don't, but to at least go out and socialize, to get some activity. There's so much there that's a good opportunity. It's not just limited to seniors, of course, but talk to me a little bit about how that maybe led to you opening something in White Rock as well, just with the opportunity that's out here.
Yeah, so I think for us, because when we've danced, we've seen all ages like participate in our classes. And I think for the older demographic, I think it's such a great way to connect, especially if they're alone or even just to get exercise in. Like, it was such a great all-rounded kind of thing to do for dancing, no? Like
Yeah, there's a lot of things about White Rock that make it special and prime for an activity like this. You have, like you mentioned, a higher senior population where cognitive beneficial activities that challenge them to move, but also to think quickly and adapt and react, recreate all those synapses in the brain with new learning is so important. So us knowing that this is a community that is constantly seeking activities, and you see it with pickleball,
yoga,
line dancing. Now we're pushing, of course, for salsa, bachata, but there's all kinds of activities that seniors are, they can put some young people to shame with how much they seek activities.
I wouldn't dare show up to a pickleball court in White Rock without an invitation and some security.
They push the pace. They push the pace because that's their connection to youth, right? Exercise movement is youth. So we knew that was one prime element of this community, and also all the families moving into settling, all the new housing, the new developments that we're seeing in the area. We knew that there would be adults like ourselves who needed all of these activities and this entertainment that otherwise would have to go to Vancouver, and there's no real reason for that.
Yeah, well, it's something different, and of course, like, we're kind of focusing right now on like the senior population, but it's not just for seniors. Like, there's so many people that can benefit from, again, that social aspect or that exercise aspect. And one thing that I think was so interesting that I remember you mentioning as well is just the idea that, like, you can kind of push the pace on as much as you choose to, but it's also low impact. And I don't know about you guys, but as I start to get older, the things that I used to be able to do on the knees and the hips and that, it becomes a little more difficult. It becomes uncomfortable. So to find alternatives on things that you can do to still get that exercise in and enjoy it.
Yeah.
There's no better thing to do for exercise is something that you enjoy, that you want to come back to, that you want to visit again. What sorts of people show up for these sorts of events that you guys put on?
Yeah, no, it's a great point you mentioned. I think there's a quote about how dance is a workout that you don't keep track of time through, right? It's just, it pushes you, but you get lost in the moment. And that's exactly that low impact exercise that is perfect for that adult population. And about your question about what type of people attend our classes, we see a mix. We see older adults who are older couples, perhaps, who are looking for something to do on the weekends to have fun and take on a new hobby. We see young adults who want something to do as a couple, maybe get a break from the kids. We've had a good mix of different.
We also have a lot of younger, like, single people coming in too with their brothers, sisters, in-laws. They just come to try something new as well. We have, like, a huge mix of, like, what comes in.
We're going to have probably our first family plan, where we have a couple who now is convincing their three daughters to join as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, we see a good mix because dance is really universal. It's something that appeals to you throughout your entire life.
Yeah. What's important to you when someone comes and they get to experience this social dancing and they get to, enjoy themselves in this? What's important to you that they leave with? Like, what, if I was to come in and try this, how do you want me to feel when I leave? What are we going for?
I think for me, it'd be like your confidence and like how happy you felt or did feel in the moment, because nothing I think can take away from that look on their faces when they've never tried something and all of a sudden they execute it. It's just the reward they feel. I think all of our students, we've seen that too. It's just such a beautiful thing to see that you can take them from, I can't dance, I've never done it, I have two left feet, to all of a sudden like, oh my God, I did a full dance. It's just the craziest, and that makes me happy.
No, I love that as well. I would like for them to exit or leave one of our events thinking, wow, I put myself out there and I was worried that I might be judged, or I was worried that this wasn't for me, that I wasn't the right type of person, and just to see them leave that baggage behind.
Yeah.
And say that, you were in your head. That was never really an issue. Maybe you run into somebody who's older than you, younger than you, different body type than you, bigger, larger, smaller, and you're like, well, we can all have fun and nobody's judging anybody for none of these different reasons, and have that low judgment, encouraging vibe. That's what I really want to drive with all of our students, is that environment of like, guys, when you're here, it's Friday, it's Sunday, whenever the class may be, but it's like, we're so lucky to be here. Let's have fun. Let's let it all at the door, and let's dance and have some fun.
I love that. Well, that non-judgment environment, that non-pretentious environment, what do you think really creates that? Like, so how do people come in? Because we're gonna talk about the elephant in the room in a moment here. But when people come into an environment like that, they get to experience it and be in the moment, as you were saying. What creates that environment of non-judgment, do you feel?
I think dance is so tied to visuals, and I think we're all naturally self-conscious, and we think that we're going to be judged immediately by our appearance, and perhaps we don't move as smooth, and that's going to be a reason for somebody to pick at us. And especially maybe today in the social media age, where everything might be everlasting, or you might be ashamed of not your best performance. So I think it's good for us to present an environment where it's like, no, guys, no judgment, leave it behind, have fun, stay in the moment, and don't think about any judgment. Don't know if that really answers the question.
Well, no, it does. There's something called the spotlight effect, and a really good example that a lot of people can relate with. Dancing is actually a great one. And another one is maybe going to the beach, and everyone's so worried about what they look like in their swimsuit. And the great thing about it is nobody cares, because they're also worried about what they look like in their swimsuits, right? And when you can kind of shake that off and shed that and just really go into the moment and be present, as you said. And we're not here to post things on social media. We're here to have fun and experience and have that social aspect, and come out and just be like, wow, that was a cool experience. That's a really neat way of kind of progressing people through that and getting them better at dance, which is the whole goal. Yeah. Now, I want to address the elephant in the room, because there's people listening to this, there's people watching to this that are thinking, that's great for other people, but it's not great for me. I would never be the person that would do that. I'm not comfortable. What would you say to somebody like that that's thinking that sort of thing right now? What would you say to me if I was thinking that?
Try it. Like, I don't know. It's a very hard, because it's such a vulnerable thing to put yourself out there. I'd almost be like, just try it. Like, it doesn't hurt to try. And maybe you don't like it, maybe you do like it, but the thing that you should come out of it is like, I tried it, and if it wasn't for me, that's great. Or if I want to take time to get into it, maybe like it's something I could develop more, no?
Yeah, I think we get a lot into our own heads of what isn't for you or what isn't. It's very important for me that people don't get into their own heads and come up with all the different reasons why they shouldn't. All you have to do is show up. Shyan and I have done the rest. We've designed a course that is built for absolute beginners, no partner required. If you have 2 left feet, if you've never danced before, we have broken it down in a way where all you have to do is show up for the first class. And if it's not for you, now you know. You tried something new, you put yourself out there. But you're not entering an environment where you're going to be judged. You're not entering an environment where you have to stick to an agenda or always stay chasing this progression level that you have to upkeep. Dance is unique to the individual dancing. So you see people with limited physical capabilities, people with limited experience levels, and they can share a dance. An absolute beginner and a world champion expert can share one dance together and walk away from it and had a blast. Because there is no degree of requirement. You're just sharing a moment and you're sharing a connection. So I would love to encourage somebody on the fence. Perhaps if you're on the fence, you don't know if this is for you. Hey, how about you just show up? I'll take care of you. It's a blast. There's people just like you who are also thinking, hey, what's up? So let's all together have some fun. That's really for me what I'd love to encourage somebody who's on the fence.
Yeah, well, you make a good point. They're, again, they're not the only one there that maybe is feeling like that. And I think you guys have done a really great job. We're talking about those people who are reluctant, and I'm sure there's lots of them out there, but you did a really good job also talking about the people that maybe should consider coming out and giving it a try. The activity piece of it, the social piece of it, the fact that you can maybe go to, an event one time in your life and be on the dance floor and people are actually watching you because you're so good at what you do. Like, what a great way to prepare for things like a wedding or, big birthday party or celebration event, whatever that might be.
So many different applications where it comes up. I mean, if you have a trip to Latin America later in the year, you sign up to a salsa class. Now when you show up, it's like almost like you have a new way to connect with people because dance is a language.
Yeah.
We are actually exchanging a conversation to the beat of the music, and the lead and the follow are communicating, turn this way, dance this way, your turn, my turn. And this happens in between complete strangers. And of course, while that's happening, you're getting a workout in, your brain is firing, you're learning new things, there's music, there's lights, it's Friday. I mean, to me, it's the best place to be.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, you've created such a neat environment, such a welcoming environment for people to come to try, right? And that's the conversation is come try. You never know how much you like it. And we all have started at times of our lives. None of us were born knowing how to dance.
Yeah.
None of us were born, knowing where to put our foot next when we're in there. And the idea is like every time you show up, you're going to be a little bit more better, and you're going to have a little bit of a bigger smile on your face, and you're going to enjoy it just that little bit more. And then one day you look back and you go, "Wow, I'm actually pretty good. I'm having some fun."
No, we look forward to that so much when we finish a course and perhaps one of our students now wants to invite their friends to come to the social and to have that first intro demo class. And now they get to wear that new identity that they've just worked on for themselves. This is, come to this event so you can see salsa dancer me, bachata dancer me. It's like, oh, that looks good on you, man.
Yeah.
Right? And that's a great position to see somebody's friends or somebody's family or somebody's partner now see them in a different light and say, hey, this confidence, this looks good on you.
Yeah. Well, I love what you said about identity too. People watching or listening to this right now think that's for other people. That's not for me. I'm not a dancer. But you don't have to carry that identity. You could be a dancer. You are a dancer.
Yeah.
You just don't know how to do it yet because you haven't tried.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, it's a neat thing that you're doing for the community. And one of the things I want to make sure that we ask this of every guest that we have is when it comes to like being in the city of White Rock. White Rock's such a special place. It's so fascinating because everybody that sits at this table when we do these interviews, they talk about the uniqueness of White Rock and how really special it is. We landed in one of the best places in Canada to call home. When you think about what you're doing for the community and helping people dance and specifically to the White Rock area, is there anything that comes to mind that you would want people to know about why it's so important or why they might consider coming to visit you from a community aspect?
Why it's important for us to build something like Ritmo y Sabor up in White Rock, because this community is so tight-knit, so encouraging. There's so many different art-related activities that I've been exposed to here, living here. There's stand-up comedy, there's theater, there's dance, arts, galleries. But it's this attitude of this encouraging, welcoming behavior that is so unique, I find. And to bring dance, an activity that connects people together, it just seems like it goes further in the right direction for White Rock. To have people of all ages share in an event together, have that excitement, bringing it to the weekends. I mean, we really see the dance scene building up to where people make the trip out to come and dance, to come and be with the people who are in this society, in this community, because it's so beautiful. It's what matters the most, I think, is the real connections between people.
Yeah, that's such a great answer. White Rock is so special for so many reasons, but the community is a big piece of that. And the idea of bringing people out and getting them out of their shell and getting to engage even further in the community only makes it that much better of a place to live. So I love that answer. Now, if people want to find you guys, so I'm sitting listening to this and I'm going, you know what, I am going to give this a try. I'm going to shed that identity that I'm not a dancer. I could be a dancer. Damn well, I'm going to be a dancer.
Yes. Yes.
How do people find you?
Through our website.
Okay.
Our website's right now our hub. Our social media, our website is what we have. Or if they see us, or if they're around on Fridays and Sundays, just come to the rec center. We're here. We'll take people like on the spot. So
Yeah, so you can find us on our website, ritmoysabor.ca.
yes.
Tagged in the link, of course.
We'll make sure that's all in the show notes as well. Yeah.
And if you follow us on Instagram, Ritmo y Sabor Dance, you can stay on top of all our new announcements, upcoming events. We also throw in some exciting promo codes and special features, limited options. So we try to keep it exciting. So you have something to look forward to. You know about all the up and coming vibrant dance events in the community.
Yeah, well, and you know what? Since the short time I've got to know you both, you're both so welcoming, and I'm going to encourage anybody to come check it out because it sounds like a ton of fun. Yeah, we're probably going to talk about trying to get my wife and me out of the way.
We would love that.
Yeah,
We would love
it
that.
would be a ton of fun. Well, I want to thank you both for being on the Best of White Rock. Shyan and Raul, it's been a pleasure to have you guys, and
Thank you so much, Aaron.
we'll look forward to seeing your success continue in the community.
Thank you so much for the feature, for the spotlight, and we truly appreciate it. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you.